Yeah, I'm there with the slides. So yeah, hi everyone. I hope everyone is good. So yeah, welcome to week one of the Build with AI Coastal Resilience Workshop series. Yeah, so my name is Ajay, and I'm thrilled to be presenting GDG Brunswick as our co-organizer to kick off this fully virtual, full 4 week journey with you all. Over the next few weeks, we are going to move beyond the technical concepts, right? So please feel free to introduce yourself in the chat. And yeah, and if you are already a member of our chapter, that's great. And if you haven't joined our chapter, so please hit the link of GDG Brunswick and just join us. And we would love to join you with our upcoming events, right? Yeah. And feel free to drop any of the questions in the chat, and our speaker will be answering you of any of the questions you have in middle of the sessions, right? And yeah, coming on to the second slide. So a bit about our chapter, GDG Brunswick. So yeah, so we are building a tech resilient coastal Georgia. So we are developers, educators, and tech enthusiasts working with Google as a technology and solving the local challenges around AI literacy and coastal sustainability, right? So we also collaborate with our local chapters around Brunswick. And for today's event, we have our co-host, our friends, GDG Baltimore and GDG Annapolis, bringing together experts and learners across our coastal to build more sustainable future. Coming on to the next slide. So we have Coastal Georgia's Resilience Challenge, right? So it's all about flooding and storms, that rising sea levels, flooding and storms, stronger storms, right? Marsh loss and erosions are stressing the sea levels, right? And shoreline changes. Next, we have saltwater intrusion, right? So that affects our drinking water system, right? And next, we have heat community risk, that is extreme heat and in the areas where public communities live, and they cause that public health and economic risk. Coming to our next slides, that focuses on the project scale and the potential of sustainability outcomes, right? So we have our open source solution, right? So next up, we will talk about the solutions that should maintain the next generation of builders, and we can achieve this in our 4 phases. So coming on to the 4 week workshop starting today. So today is our workshop one. So we will be focusing on mapping and covering all the statements of safety goals, right? That will impact the personas. Next week, week two, we will be prototyping, and that will involve the all the UIs and applying Gemini logic. In week three, we will be integrating and focusing on connecting real world data and live feeds through the any of the prototype you will be building on. And for the last week, that's our week four, we will be showcasing, and that includes the pitching from our attendees who will be building. So yeah, that's all about week four. And next up, we have our amazing speaker, right? So first of all, I would like to give a brief about her. Yeah. So coming on to the next one, we have our speaker. So a little bit about our speaker. So today's kickoff is all about problem mapping and ethical prompting, right? So to guide us through this AI and the purpose of today's, we have an absolute incredible speaker. So she is a Gemini certified educator and a champion for human-centered design, and also a CEO and founder of ScriptNext involved apps. So yeah, please join me in welcoming Sindhu for the next 4 weeks cohort. And yeah, please give a big round of applause through the virtual chat. And the stage is all yours, Sindhu.
Thank you so much, Jai. And thank you so much, participants, for your encouragement as well. Hello, everyone. I'm Sindhu Vani. For Ajay, may I present from my end?
Yeah, Let me stop the screen and you can present. Yeah, of course.
Thank you so much. Let's begin with saving items. And one has Gemini, one has chat. Here is my question. Here can generate answers in instant. What needs your question here in the So you put your answers in the we let's know more about your perspectives. Feel free to share your results. If AI can generate answers instantly, what needs your perspective every place? Today, everyone has the same AI tools. Everyone has Gemini, everyone has ChatGPT, right? So if AI can generate answers instantly, what makes your perspective every place? So as a curious learner, you can just try to share your answers in the comment box. Yeah. You are using tools, right? Different AI tools. You are familiar with different AI tools. So if AI can generate answers instantly, what makes your perspective irreplaceable? Yeah. Context. Thank you, David. Yes. Yes, Anish. Thank you. How about others? Please drop your answers in the comment box. Okay. Ethical. Yeah. Okay. It's a combination of technical knowledge along with a human centric. Yeah. Okay. If we teach how we communicate, think, learn, and solve problems. So, you can replace the values devices, great problems with creativity and being and purpose. Step by templates. You need to frame our things. You need to learn to announce it. So, if you implement this job marketing, the does not just need people. No use characters. Instead, it will require straightforward. Get direct and validate. You need to change your skills and collaborator to expert validator. How to validate? We are going to master 5 key skills in today's session. See, and step in your development process. Yes, just try to stand your answers. You use AI tools in your development process. If so, please list down the products to address frustrations that you encounter. AI repeating the same answers. You have hallucination. Like, I will repeat it there. Do you use AI tools in your development process? If for this, break down the problems or frustrations that you pick on. Hallucinations, right? So, how do I fix hallucination? It means, yes, that is fix it. It's that I start overstepping, the noble stepping. I think first respond is one thing was it high. Yet, the operations is person to first or fit or restricted the also accuracy is effective and also have and it's the application right like and plus if they can get it video that's upgrade we need to spend it stage but the job market the environment and back and focus the AI condition. So how we can faster, but we can implement AI collaborator to work expert validator. You can be five different skills and master it in a much better way. Or it can learn the case. So next, any answers? If you would like to share about the goals engineering? Yes. So in the prompt engineering, can anyone please mention what it may be? What is prompt engineering? Exactly. The way we address our request. Yes, it's good. Any other person who would like to share? Please, it's okay. Yeah, exactly. Yes. So I think to share it's a process of the it's the process of discipline instructions for AI systems. It is the process of designing instructions for AI systems. But we can achieve it. We can achieve it by upgrading it. That we are going to concentrate on today's system. Okay. I just used some framework for this using this prompt. Yeah, okay. Have after that AI generates answers. What to do? Now critical thinking comes into it. Critical thinking for why we need critical thinking. So this is about Indian answers or logically analyze the answers as a user or as the learner. If you're using AI tools, just try to cross-verify it or logically analyze it. That's the second key aspect. And let's think of the next. AI personalization. What does it mean? Any idea about what does AI personalization? What it mean? You can just try to personalize context. You can just try to, based on your preferences. Thank you so much. You can just try to, yes, you can aim it accordingly. And finally, response with AI. What does it mean? Response to the learner or the new AI user. You think response with AI. It is practice of designing, building, and using AI in a way that is ethical, and beneficial to the society. It is practice of building, using AI for ethical, fair, and beneficial for the society. And finally, we need to focus on information practice. It involves the practices and rules for protecting sensitive personal data from unauthorized access. We have keep on using AI tools, right? To draft email, to refine your email. You're just try to share any presentation, you're sharing to your AI systems and you're asking for review. So when you are using your personal data, or your official company, your organization data. Just focus on how to get the data. Instead of mentioning the information largely, just try to get this things. That is very, very key. If you pass the case, I think skills. You can able to teach your skills from AI collaborator to textbook marketing. Let's consider this as a AI validation. Typical thinking. Whatever the AI competency according to the tools or according to the AI tools they are using. And you need to develop technical foundations. This is how you need to map the AI skills on provide a right job that require individual. Think AI as the tool to reach your need or what your require. And I'm very strong, very active. It could get us that. And all with the technical foundation, technical foundation, and AI competency to the next level. And so, whenever we are using AI tools, focus on human validation. This is what I would like to focus on. How to think about AI. You have to train your mindset. AI mindset. That is mindset. We can learn in our biggest friend, the following workshop. We did it using on. First, we already learned about the key states. I think that we will be enhanced about it or what the share mastering. And then in that going week, we will be only our what using bubble apps. And so the rest of all labs will be introduced in week 2. And in the final week, you will be showcasing your project. The request to submit your prototype and you can present your final prototype in the fall. So it's like it's only good start for week 1 to find it with the bronze. Okay. Now, we are going to focus on this wrong thing. Shall we just try to apply this? Yes. Yes. We have to be discussing about what this digitally. Similarly, you're just giving your helping, you're just giving. But we're going to look at role to it and on AI systems. That is what we are going to start. You can this property technique. We already this is our one and how at your face while using AI treatments in the government. Some of them study isolation. For what isolation? Using this structured role, you get a wide hallucination. So how to fix it? So we're going to particular 4, 6, 4, and so they have a skin AI review this and expressing review this. But instead of let's review the point. And you can work instead of risks. I always touch for the assets. That's why it's just mentioning strengths, adjective, humanity. What we can fix, just it, and it's think review this code directly instead of asking review this code. What can be best? It can be just simply used that a framework PCTF framework to answer your problem. So what it does, it can just simply ask by setting up for store, by providing an I'm just providing my Gemini or LLM, whatever the LLM that I'm using. So what's task? The task is to review the code, and I'm just asking a particular format in what I need. So I just want to focus some suggested in the proper structure of it. And focusing on context. I'm stepping into the context perspective. So here, let me just try to be this again. I'm using the Gemini again to respond to that particular code. So pick that box. Okay, I'm stepping at the context. Which means you need to review the code. Okay, let's review this code. I'm using this framework, PCTF framework, to avoid hallucinations. So let's try to like already I just mentioned code and up and providing and ask and try for automatic signals. So if I just press him, you can also provide from your endpoints. So in custom required as suggested effects, if we can it can test seven, whatever in the improvement in the base Python code, suggested effects. This is the affected questions. We can just making that AI systems or AI provided like so this was very it's so this is a very it's to master your prompting. So here what we are going to do in the next phase. So under this. In your we already discussed about 4 different problems. Ajay mentioned initially about few problems, right? Just to select one challenge and try to list out some barriers. For this, we are going to write a prompt. You're going to write individually, okay, on your own to build our AI-powered solution. Let's try to think a simple way. So these are like 4 different challenges. Yeah. So if you're interested, let's try to think out from this. Arrow. This helps area is more helpful. What's terms of the interest? What areas? So again, just trying to identify any checkpoints from here and focused on documenting barriers to challenge. Barriers, but then I don't never. So let's start with once challenge it takes them. Like you focus on 3 different barriers to this. I want to try to share some of it. Yep, so thing. please try to move to this particular site. I will also share from my end. It's just a very interesting project. And just try this. Research app hospital they have mentioned. They have just taken 5 different quizzes. They are assumptions. It's assumptions. So, so you can just try to select any particular tab and in fabrics in that just or doing just items using AI tools. What's critical is now the things if you are no except context for some of PCTF framework.
Click on the link and go through the site. And if anyone has any questions, feel free to put them in the chat and we'll be happy to answer them.
Hello, everyone. Yes. Sorry for the inconvenience. We need to pick one of the 4 titles. And we need to use AI to find the solution. Yes, absolutely correct. So let me just try to share the screen and explain again. Sorry for the inconvenience. Okay. So first, as we discussed earlier, Ajay explained a few areas where we can build some solutions and we need to concentrate certain areas. Okay. So 4 different perspectives. So let's say you can see 4 different problems. Flooding and storms, marsh loss and erosion, saltwater intrusion, heat and community risk. So now you have 4 different challenges, right? Okay. I'm not comfortable with these challenges. Don't worry. You can just narrow down your perspective using this project link. I shared one of them. Okay. Please go through it. Over here, we have mentioned 5 more problems, 5 more sectors: electricity, building and materials, food and agriculture, land sinks, and transportation. Okay. Here, they are bringing climate solutions. In this particular slide, provide you enough answers on how to fix the solutions. We have just mentioned a lot of different perspectives. Okay, so just and also you can focus on the stories and studies. So here, these are all different challenges. Everything is free. How we are going to use this AI tool? Okay, let's try to narrow down. As we are focusing on the coastal, you can choose any challenge from these 4 different areas. If you want to take a snapshot, please try to take a snapshot. And after this session, not in today's session itself, take your time. Try to focus on any one challenge. Just try to select one particular challenge and narrow down. Okay, so let's try to think raising sea levels, coastal flooding, and stronger storm, which impacts. What are all the impacts? Try to narrow down. What are all the different barriers because of this challenge? Try to list down 3 to 5 barriers to achieve this particular or to fix this challenge. So why we are focusing on the coastal? What are all the key benefits? Using this AI tool, whatever we learned about AI prompting or prompting techniques, using PCTF framework, we can apply the same thing to build an AI-powered solution. Okay. Now, I will try to show you some examples so that you can understand much. Over here, UN Sustainable Development Goals. So I'm just putting some other example. UN Sustainability Development Goals. So instead of working on the coastal, I provided another example so that you can think in a different perspective. Okay. So here we are having different goals. Okay. So here 17 goals are available. I just try to narrow down this three. It ensures healthy lives and promote well-being for all at all ages. After understanding thoroughly about goal 3, this is what the challenge that I have taken. But to grasp the barriers, what are all the different barriers or what are all the different sectors that we can concentrate to achieve UN Sustainable Development Goals 3? So here, what I have done is, I built a solution, AI solution, or I used Gemini to bridge the last mile data gap in child health care. In good health and well-being, I just narrowed down into a child health care where I'm going to automate the immunization compliance by building a super toast using Gemini. So how I built this? Simply, I just use this PCTF framework. I use this PCTF framework to frame or to design an instruction for my AI system. I just try to use this in Google AI Studio. Shall we just try to look at this interface? Ajay, can you able to see the interface, Ajay?
Yes, we can see it. Yeah, so far so
Yeah.
good.
So this is a simple super totes tracker built for reaching UN Sustainable Development Goals. Similarly, you're going to fix for the coastal problems. Okay. I used only the particular, using that technique, that PCTF framework, I framed a instruction and I build this. Okay. So what I can do is I can just simply upload a vaccination card. It is a simple part. Okay. So we can just try to upload any kind of vaccination card, but this is an accredited. So what to do is, it will provide me vaccination details. So what are the different phases that is available right now? What are the different due dates, whether it is completed or it's and just it's wrong. And at the second, all this really do. I create change this. Change. I want Gemini forward details. I need to focus on regional languages, only these particular regional languages. Like you need to now on your context by identity. So over here, what we can do is we also set up the presentation like what additional activities. The parents that can utilize the research language. For example, I'm just about the speech. What details the instructions will be covered very much. Okay. This is just a simple solution that we build for UN Sustainable Development Goal 3 to achieve. So similarly, can try to narrow down to the challenges that I mentioned over here. Feel free to take a snapshot and try to work on it and build a prompt for this any kind of challenge. Okay, just try to choose any challenge and draft set a persona and just try to set up context based on that you will be able to achieve. So I will also provide some examples. This is my example. Okay. So what I have just, how I can achieve this goal is, I try to set up a persona or role. It is a multi-language help assistant. And I'm just setting up a context where it has to type childhood immunizations. And the main task is to extract the details from a card and translate into regional languages in a particular summary. The summary should be in the parents' preferred language. And also, I'm just mentioning the format. It should mention some health code, sales code, like this. So similarly, try to set up a persona or role for your AI assistant. And then set up the context and mention the task that it needs to perform. And finally, provide a form. The main thing is to apply this PCTF format or PCTF framework to derive or to design effective instructions for your AI systems. So based on this, we can able to build like this. And also, you can iterate your prompt. Simply only one prompt, that's okay. After that, you can also iterate to add some key features to it. I need this. I need some multi-language support. I need only this languages, not all languages. Likewise, you can also add some key features to it. And also I added some analytics so that I can understand the progress towards how much we have achieved to close the critical gap. Okay. So I also demonstrated the review. So the final takeaway over here is we are building a Sindhu AI model using Gemini with PCTF framework. And now it's your role is to define a problem statement for a coastal sustainability. Based on this PCTF framework, similarly, try to utilize it for your problem, for your challenges. You can also learn directly from Google Skills, official YouTube channel from the Google. And also you can read out Google Cloud documentation related to prompting things. They clearly mention about the prompting. Step by step, they have mentioned about the prompting with examples. If you want, you can also refer these things. So, the main context is to don't just be a user of the future, be the reason the future scales. This is what the main objective of our week 1 session. In the upcoming week, We will be focusing on Kondap, Google AppSheet, and Vertex AI Studio. It will be covered in the upcoming weeks. And in the final week, you feel free to showcase your prototype. We will be announcing the submission date. Within that submission date, you can submit the prototypes. And the final, what the best 5 prototypes can be demonstrated by you during the final. So feel free to connect. You can just scan it and connect. Okay. Ajay, over to you. Thank you so much.